This is the story of a writer who, finding herself alone, was captured by some rogue boys who forcibly committed vile acts with her. And what happened with that girl, we will see in this entire story. So, at the beginning of the story, we see a girl named Jennifer who is a novel writer. Now, as she's a dedicated writer, she was carefully planning to live in a serene local area away from the hustle and bustle of the city. In order to complete this task, she initially goes to a local store and meets a friendly guy named Earl to obtain the key to her secluded cabin. Because Earl is the owner of the cabin, he gives Jennifer the cabin key and tells her the way to get there. Continuing further on the way, Jennifer stops at a gas station to refuel, where she sees two men who were staring at her, and their names are Andy and Stanley. Just then, a worker named Johnny arrives there. He starts to help Jennifer and asks her where she has stopped. So Jennifer says she is going to stay in a cabin nearby. After that, Jennifer gives money to Johnny. Then, by mistake, her foot hits a bucket. As a result, Johnny's pants get wet, and seeing this, his friends start laughing. Now Jennifer apologizes and leaves after paying. After that, she reaches her cabin, which was right in the middle of the forest. Once there, she starts writing. At night, when Jennifer is talking to her friend, she suddenly hears some noises coming from behind the cabin. After that, when she goes there, she sees that the door of one room is open. She enters the room and finds many tools there, and she also sees a box of poisonous powder. After that, she closes the room's door and returns to her cabin. Later, while she was writing, she accidentally spills a glass of beer on her clothes. So she goes inside to wash it, and that's when we see someone through the window. Next morning, when Jennifer is jogging, she sees a small old house in the middle of the forest. And when she enters that house, she sees that the house is completely empty. There's no one inside, so she returns to her cabin. She goes to the washroom, but when she turns on the tap, no water comes out. As a result, she immediately calls for help to resolve the problem quickly. So a guy named Matthew comes to her house to fix the pipe. But when he fixes her pipe, Jennifer, happy, gives him a kiss on the cheek and thanks him. Now, Matthew is a bit of foolish type, so he gets embarrassed and runs away. That evening, he goes fishing with Matthew, Stanley, Andy, and Johnny. There, he tells them that the girl from town kissed me on the cheek. Upon hearing this, Johnny feels very upset, and he tells him that this cannot be. Then Stanley shows Johnny a video of Jennifer on his camera. So it was Stanley who was watching her from the window. Seeing all this, Johnny's intentions turn sour, and he starts speaking nonsense about Jennifer to his friends. And he says that tonight itself, he will hunt this girl. Now, at night when Jennifer is sleeping, suddenly she hears some noise at her door. And when she goes there, she sees a dead bird there. Seeing this, she becomes very frightened, after which she returns to her cabin. But as soon as she arrives, she sees that there are photos of those men on her laptop, which frightens her a lot, and then the three of them come into the room and surround her. But Jennifer asks them why they came here, and lies to them saying that my boyfriend is going to come here. So, you all leave immediately from here. Then Johnny says that he knows she doesn't have a boyfriend and has heard that she kissed Matthew on the cheek. Saying this, they call Matthew and bring him inside. But Jennifer asks why she kissed him to show her gratitude. So Johnny says that he knows the girls in the city well and what they need, and he also knows this. After that, Johnny gives Jennifer a bottle of alcohol, and he asks her to drink it, but Jennifer doesn't want to. So Johnny says that if you drink the alcohol, we will leave from here. After that, Jennifer reluctantly drinks the alcohol, but they still do not leave. Moreover, Johnny hits her in the mouth with a baseball bat, and he asks Jennifer to show her teeth. So Jennifer shows them to him as well. But Johnny grabs her jaw and starts shaking it. After that, he takes out a gun and tells Jennifer to kiss using this gun. And imagine that I am your boyfriend. And he forces her to kiss with that gun and starts moving the gun in her mouth. Meanwhile, Matthew, not liking what he sees, turns his face to the other side. After that, Andy puts a bottle in Jennifer's mouth. He is about to break it. But just then, Jennifer pushes him and pins him down. She takes a spray from her bag and sprays it into Stanley's eyes. Then she leaves and starts to run away. While running, it becomes morning and she meets two men on the way. One of them was the same guy named Earl who had given her the key. She explains every detail to them thoroughly, and the other man responds to Jennifer by saying, "I'm a sheriff, so please don't worry about it." After that, the sheriff tells Earl to go to the other side of the forest. Saying this, he takes Jennifer with him back to his cabin. When he arrives and investigates there, he doesn't find anyone, but he finds Jennifer's beer bottle there. So he says, "Maybe you had a hallucination because of drinking." But Jennifer says, "Nothing happened to me. These people really tried to force themselves on me." But the sheriff doesn't believe her and starts searching for Jennifer. And we see that under the pretense of searching, he is inappropriately touching Jennifer's body. Then the four guys arrive there and start smiling when they see Jennifer. Seeing this, Jennifer realizes that the sheriff has also met them. After that, Sharif also begins to mistreat Jennifer in various cruel ways and ominously says that very bad and frightening things are going to happen to you now. After that, Johnny catches Jennifer and asks Matthew to remove his clothes, saying, "Today I will make you a man." So Matthew begins to remove his clothes, and afterward, they forcibly tear Jennifer's clothes. He lays her down and tells Matthew to have sex with her, after which Matthew begins to forcibly engage in inappropriate acts with Jennifer. This causes Jennifer a lot of pain, and she starts to groan. Then a call comes from Sharif's house from his daughter, Angel. In response, his daughter says that she will come home early today, prompting Sharif to promise his daughter that he will return home early today. After that, they leave Jennifer and go away. Now, after their departure, Jennifer somehow gets up and begins to leave without any clothes. But after going a short distance, the five come back in front of her and surround her because they are still not satisfied. After that, they catch her again and lay her on the ground. And Andy begins to dip Jennifer's face in water. And this time, Sharif removes his clothes and forcibly engages Jennifer. Jennifer screams loudly in pain. But those villains start to have sex with her one by one. And when they're satisfied, they leave her. After that, Jennifer somehow gets up and starts to leave. After enduring so much suffering, she had gone completely mad. Then, when she reaches near a bridge, the five of them come back again to kill her. But at that moment, Jennifer drowns herself in the water. After that, when the five look into the water, they can't see Jennifer anywhere. Therefore, they wait for hours for her body to surface. But Jennifer's body doesn't come up. Seeing this, the sheriff tells them all that they need to keep an eye on Jennifer. If she runs away from here, we could all be in trouble. Then they burn all of Jennifer's belongings so that no evidence remains. That night, the sheriff comes home and goes inside to meet his daughter, where his daughter surprises him by telling him that she has been selected for the owner's program. Then the next day, the sheriff goes to Earl and returns Kevin's key to him. Then Earl asks him if the girl has left from here, to which he says yes, the girl has left. In the next scene, we see that they are still searching for Jennifer, but they can't find her anywhere. Thinking about all the mistreatment Matthew had done to Jennifer, he was feeling quite guilty. Then one day, he calls Sheriff Earl. He says that he had received a call from Jennifer's sister, who was asking why Jennifer hadn't returned yet. When asked if he had done anything wrong to her, the sheriff says no, nothing like that happened. She just left from there. The next morning, Stanley comes running to Andy and Johnny and tells them that his camera has been stolen. And Jennifer's entire video clips were on that camera. Hearing this, Johnny starts beating up Stanley. And he says, "What was the need for you to record all that?" Now, at night, when Johnny is at his home, he hears some noise at his door. When he checks, he finds a dead bird on his door, and upon seeing that, he begins to think that perhaps Stanley and Andy are deliberately playing a prank on him. But he hears the same noise again, and when he goes there, he finds Jennifer's slipper. Seeing that, he becomes quite scared. Then he hears another noise from the bushes, and when he goes further, he finds Matthew's rubber bands, which makes him think that Matthew is the one doing all this. The next day, we see Sheriff coming to his house. His wife gives him a gift and tells him that someone has sent this for you, which includes a cassette as well. Now, when Sheriff takes that cassette in his hand and looks at it, he becomes very scared. He then goes to those boys and starts beating Stanley. And he says, "Why did you need to record that video?" Then Johnny says, "Someone was bothering me last night too. And I know that Matthew is the one doing all this, because he feels guilty about Jennifer's death. That's why he wants to scare us." Then Sheriff asks them to find and bring Matthew. He himself goes to Earl and shoots him, because Earl also began to suspect them. Meanwhile, Matthew was sitting outside Jennifer's house feeling guilty. Then he hears Jennifer's voice. So he goes upstairs to her room, and there Jennifer was seated gracefully on a cozy sofa. Then she calls him over warmly and says, "I know that you are feeling guilty." Then Matthew begins to apologize to Jennifer. And he says, "I didn't do this to you intentionally." But Jennifer puts a rope around his neck and starts tightening it strongly, which causes Matthew to lose consciousness. Meanwhile, Andy and Stanley are searching for Matthew. After searching for a while, Andy enters an abandoned house, where he sees a cushion lying on the seat. Meanwhile, Jennifer comes in front of Stanley here. Seeing her, when he steps forward to kill her, his foot gets stuck in a trap, which causes him to scream and start calling Andy. And when Andy arrives there, Jennifer comes from behind and attacks Andy. And then she also strikes Stanley on the head, making him lose consciousness. Now, when Andy's eyes open, he finds himself lying on a bathtub supported by wood. At that moment, Jennifer turns on the water and starts filling the tub. Meanwhile, she has also tied Stanley to a tree and, while feeding him a rat, starts making a video of him and his, placing a fishing hook on him and tying the thread to the tree, preventing him from opening his eyes. Then she goes to Andy, meaning Jennifer is killing both of them at the same time while both are nearby. Now, Jennifer comes to Andy, but Andy starts apologizing to her. Then Jennifer says to him, "I was also whining like this in front of you, but you all didn't listen to me, and everyone took advantage of me collectively." After that, she dips his face in water and says, "I'm going to give you a very bad death." Then she goes to Stanley and tears open a fish's belly and extracts its flesh, inserting it into Stanley's eyes. After that, she goes to Andy and mixes poisonous powder into his water, and she pulls out a stick from underneath her, causing Andy to fall into the water and his face to burn. Meanwhile, some vultures come near Stanley and start eating the flesh from his eye. They even tear out his eyes. As a result, he dies horribly. In this way, she kills both of them. After that, Jennifer goes to the petrol pump. There, she attacks Johnny and kidnaps him. When Johnny wakes up, he finds himself tied up without any clothes, and he is astonished to see Jennifer in front of him. Then Jennifer asks him, "Do you know what I'm going to do with you?" And she pulls out all his teeth one by one. This causes Johnny great pain, and as he starts cursing Jennifer, she says, "You take great pride in your manliness, don't you? It won't be after today, because today I'm going to strip away your masculinity." Saying this, she takes scissors and cuts him. She cuts him and stuffs it into his mouth. As a result, Johnny screams loudly and dies on the spot. Meanwhile, when the sheriff is at work, his wife calls him and says, "Our daughter, Angel, has a teacher coming." Then Angel also tells Sharif that my teacher is very good and that she's going to take me from here to a playground. But Sharif tells her to arrange for me to talk to your teacher. Only then do we see that the teacher is someone else. Indeed, Jennifer disguised herself as a fake teacher, and when she revealed her name to Sharif, he was surprised. And he tells Jennifer, "Please don't harm my daughter." After that, Jennifer hangs up the phone and takes his daughter with her. And when Sharif arrives home, his wife tells him that his teacher has taken her to the playground. After that, Sharif quickly reaches the playground and starts searching for his daughter, but he cannot find her there. So he is about to leave with his car again. But then Jennifer attacks him from behind and takes him with her. And when Sharif opens his eyes, he finds himself tied up, and on his backside, Jennifer has placed a shotgun. After that, Sharif, writhing in pain, tells Jennifer, "Please don't kill me and let me go." Then Jennifer starts inserting the shotgun in and out repeatedly. And she says, "I felt just the same when all of you forced yourselves on me like savages." That's when Sharif asks her, "What did you do to my daughter?" So Jennifer says, "Your daughter is very young and beautiful. How would she feel if someone forced themselves on her?" Then Sharif says, "Whoever does that to my daughter, I will kill him." He says, "I will also give you the same punishment, because you did the same thing with someone's daughter." After that, Jennifer puts a rope into the shotgun's trigger. She tightens the rope and ties its other end to Matthew's hand, who was completely unconscious in front of the sheriff. After that, she tells the sheriff that when Matthew comes to, you two will be killed. Saying this, she goes outside and attacks. After that, Matthew regains consciousness and is astonished to see the sheriff. At that moment, the sheriff tells him not to move at all. But Matthew moves his hand, causing the gun to fire, and the bullet comes tearing through from behind the sheriff. He deliberately hits Matthew from the front, leading to the immediate death of both the sheriff and Matthew at the scene. We see Jennifer, who is very happy after taking her revenge by brutally killing all these villains. And by showing this scene, the story ends here. So friends, if you want to see part 2 of this movie, you can let us know by commenting. And if you have watched the video up to here, many thanks. We'll meet again with another new story.